7.
That's good. You're 4, but I don't have to be.
It's a win. Yeah.
And we won. It was amazing.
Good day, happy Saturday, Dolphin fans. Welcome to Fins Talk today. I'm Bobby Fins Talk, Fish Tank Hank in the house. We want to react. Zach Thomas is finally going to the Hall of Fame.
Woo-hoo!
Fish Tank Hank.
Yo,
What are you
I can't
thinking of
believe it. He finally made it. You know, should have made it way back in 2014, but that's all right. He's in.
Woo!
I'm happy.
Yes, sir. I
Now
wore
we
my
got to
other
get
Zach
Webb
Thomas.
in there and we'll be okay.
Yes, that's right. Webb is next. That is next. It was very exciting. Awesome video posted by the Dolphins with Jimmy Johnson welcoming him home and welcoming him into the Hall of Fame. Epic situation and the true emotions. It was really cool. What's up, Ender? Dave Stager in the house. Christopher, thank you all for tuning in. Again, you guys are watching.
What's up, Dave?
Yes, sir. Fins Talk today on the Fins Talk Sports Network. Smash that like and subscribe button. That's Fish Tank Hank. I'm Bobby Fins Talk. Christopher Jones in the house. This team has decent running backs, good speed, good instinct. It's better running holes that needed and a commitment to it. I would prefer they upgraded the offensive line. Hey, they definitely need to upgrade that offensive line. Both are running backs, Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert. One of them could be back. They both did well last year, considering. But they're both free agents, so that's why we will touch on free agents today. And they're always good to see you, my man. Fins up. Fish Tank.
Yes, sir.
Before we get this ball rolling, we're going to preview running backs today, free agency. We talked on our draft show last night, the guys and I, about running backs in the draft. You and I will touch on free agent running backs today.
All right.
But before that, the Dolphins made some news last week. They hired a new offensive line coach.
No.
Yes, Butch Berry. Let me go ahead and get this info out here because this kind of got a little reaction from Dolphin fans. And I mean, it's like, but that we've come to learn that that's kind of how it goes in Dolphin land.
Yeah, we got a little sideways because they didn't bring in Mike Munchak. So now everybody's got upset on Twitter and everywhere else on social media.
Well, let's see. Mike McDaniel, he hires Butch Berry. He's worked with him in San Francisco. Berry was the offensive line coach for the Denver Broncos last year. They gave up a league-high 63 sacks and were ranked 16th in yards per carry. He was fired in December by Denver before the season even concluded. Before he was the coach in Denver, offensive line coach, he was the assistant offensive line coach for the 49ers, where he worked with McDaniel and was in South Florida as the Miami Hurricanes offensive line coach before that. So we know the reactions most of the fans had got, and I agree with you. I think a lot of them had their hopes high for a Mike Munchak, but there was no definitive reports or anything of that nature. I think people were kind of, reading the tea leaves, and it didn't turn out.
Yeah.
McDaniel hires Berry, who he is familiar with. on a personal level, where do you stand on this hire? Do you like it, or are you kind of like, we'll wait and see?
Well, when I sit and look at what we're trying to do, I wasn't happy with the hire because I felt a veteran is needed for this team. It's been 20 some odd years since this offensive line was proper and the way it's supposed to be. You know, we can't ever seem to keep anybody healthy. That's one of the biggest problems on our offensive line. And then we have no depth. No depth. So for me, I like the hire because he was with him at San Fran. He's going to know the schemes and the things he wants to that McDaniel wants to integrate into this team and infuse it with his own style, of course. But I think it's a good hire. It'll be a good hire, in my opinion.
Well, and let me just, again, welcome everybody for tuning in. You got Dave Stager of Huddle Up and Wait in the house. You got Ender, who won the jersey. You got Evan Posner in the house. You got Christopher Jones. Everyone tuning in. Awesome to see you guys.
What's up, Evan?
Good to see you all. Hey, and let me just say this. Yeah, when I saw the hire, I did scratch my head. It didn't make me jump out of my chair or nothing like that. You know, I saw all the fans kind of getting their things in a bunch and all that whatnot. But here's where I kind of differ with people. Look, yes, I wanted another veteran coach on this staff. Absolutely. Munchak would have been amazing. Would have been an A+ hire, a home run hire. Where Berry, it's kind of a question mark. We know what he did last year. We know what happened with the Broncos situation. Here's where I say, okay, let's let this play out. And that's the familiarity he has with McDaniel. McDaniel's comfortable with this. He's worked with Berry before. He was comfortable enough to hire Berry and bring Berry on staff. Evan last night stated on the draft show that really it's Frank Smith who's the offensive line coach. The actual offensive line coach is the assistant coach. Because Frank Smith was the offensive line coach with the Chargers and the offensive coordinator. Now he's the offensive coordinator here. So that kind of made sense. To me, it was more like, okay, let's get a guy that I could work with, that I could actually talk with, and maybe I could, with my vision, McDaniel, mold with Berry's vision to help this offensive line. So I'm not excited about the hire. I'm not blindly happy about it, but I'm okay with it. Let McDaniel hire the guys he wants to hire. If you really, truly trust McDaniel, which I know some fans don't anymore, but if you do, then just let it ride.
Hey, it's simple, Bobby. Dolphins fans are fickle, bro. They can't make up their mind, and if everything doesn't go perfect, they get upset right away. It's a knee-jerk reaction. This could be a great hire. This is a young guy. Doesn't have a lot of experience. We all wanted somebody experienced. Well, we've had people that are experienced try to fix this offensive line too, and they didn't. So maybe that's what they need, is somebody with a different view coming in, a newer view that will work good with McD.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's wait and see, we'll see how this plays out. Christopher, we agree. Most Dolphin fans agree that the offensive line is a priority. I would prefer them to go the free agent route in compared to the draft. But there are some decent offensive linemen in the draft that I'm okay with. But yes, it is a priority. Left guard, maybe center if you decide to move Williams to guard, and then right tackle. Has to be a priority, especially when you have a quarterback like Tua who needs to be protected as best he can, unless judo helps him. So,
yes. Well, yeah, he's going to be doing that judo. So,
hey, going to learn how to fall. Okay, cool.
Maybe as he's going down, he'll give a karate judo chop to somebody
right.
in the neck.
You
or something.
never
Watch
know.
Him drop out.
That's right. That's right. Well, guys, so last night on our draft show, the guys and I talked about running backs, and the deepest positions in the draft, in my opinion, is corner, tight end, and running back. What's up, Kenna? Good to see you, my man. Free agency, though, there are a lot of decent running backs, okay? And we're not going to, maybe Hank surprises me with a couple names, the ones that we don't mention. But I didn't want to put everybody. I don't want to go through everybody, but we're going to go through some of the top guys that I think would excite the fan base, but also fit nicely with the team, Fish Tank. So I'm going to go ahead and roll these out.
You have enough of them. I'm not going to come up with any surprises.
Okay. All right. Well, first let's roll with maybe a fan favorite for around with Dolphins, the Dolphin fan base. So we know how the Dolphin fan base, we're a part of it, but they get hooked on a guy like Mike Munchak. They get hooked on a guy, and that's their guy, you know. And so far, right now, in regards of the running back and free agencies, the guy that everybody loves right now is Josh Jacobs of the Las Vegas Raiders. Free agent, had an awesome year last year. I think 1,653 yards, 12 touchdowns, about 5 yards per carry, 4.9. I like this hire. I just think that it would cost a little bit of money for us. And Miami,
I think it would cost too much.
Yeah, Miami doesn't have a lot to begin with. Okay.
Yeah.
Right now they're negative 13 million in the hole. Okay.
Wow.
13 million in the hole. Now, I was doing something before the show where if Miami restructured a lot of these contracts, Hill, Chubb, Armstead, excuse me, Byron
Bless
Jones, thank you, sir, Akba, Baker, maybe traded Wilson or restructured Wilson, they could get up to 44 million in cap. Okay. So that would help you out, but do you really want to use about a quarter of that, or about 10 million of that, or whatever it is, on a running back when you have so many holes? I don't know, but I would love bringing Jacobs here. I just think the money might not make sense at this time. The other back that we could that's a free agent, he's in the Super Bowl right now, Miles Sanders of the Eagles. 1,269 yards, 11 touchdowns, about another 5 yards per carry. Fish Tank, out of these two guys, what do you like about these guys?
Miles Sanders, I don't think I would take Miles Sanders, to be honest with you, because he's on a complete team right now. And I want a back that's doing some dirty work. And like you said, Josh Jacobs, I would go with Josh Jacobs if I was looking at the two. Okay. I think that Jacobs, he's done a lot more with a lot less on the Raiders. But you're right. Financially, Miami can't get involved with that. I don't think Miami will be able to reach Sanders either.
And that's the one thing I do agree with, though, is that Sanders fits better with this offense than a Jacobs would, because of how they run the offense in Philadelphia. He would fit better receiving, running. He kind of fits that mold. Steve Malloy, welcome, brother. Fins up. Steve Malloy of Real Talk Fins Talk.
Up, Steve.
Yes, sir. We were talking about that just earlier, about the number of sacks that the Broncos gave up last year. Another fan favorite for Dolphin fans is Saquon Barkley of the Giants. 1,312 yards, 10 touchdowns, 4.4 yards per carry. Listen, again, he's going to command a lot of money. I think it was north of 10 million, 12 million, I think. I don't know if I'm comfortable with that, especially with the injury concerns. Where I think it becomes realistic, though, for the Dolphins is the injury concerns. Chris Greer loves injury-prone players, and Barkley is that. So
he might get a deal on him.
Hey, if he did, I'm for it, because when he is on the field, he's one of the best running backs in football. But it's when he is on the field. Any thoughts on Barkley, though, Fish Tank?
Oh, I like Barkley a lot. I like him a lot. If we could get him and put him in Miami's backfield, I'd love it. But, like you said, he's injury prone. So we got to continue to look at that. Fins up, Ralph's room.
Yeah, that's right. And then another guy here, we got Jamal Williams of the Detroit Lions. About 1,068 yards, 17 touchdowns, 4.1 yards per carry. This would be interesting. And I don't think he would cost you that much. He is a very reliable back.
Now we're
like him a
starting to
lot.
get into people we can afford.
That's correct. I like Jamal Williams. He's a fun personality, a very good player. Won't cost you the bank. I like it. And Evan, I agree with you. Evan says I would wait until after the draft before signing a running back. We discussed that.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
And I think it makes a lot of sense. I would not rush into getting a running back at the start of free agency in March. I would wait, let the market set itself, go after a running back via the draft, and then when free agency after the draft, go after one of these guys that are still there and their number has dropped and get one of those guys. If not, you go bring back one of the guys we had last year in Mozart or Wilson. One of the other popular names here, Jacobs, obviously, Barkley, and then the other name that's very popular is Kareem Hunt. Every time you talk about a possible trade with the Dolphins and a running back or a possible free agent running back, people bring up Kareem Hunt. Young, 27 years old. He's a pounder. He was a backup last year because, I mean, obviously he's backing up one of the better running backs in football, Nick Chubb. But 468 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3.8 yards per carry, fish tank. A lot of people talk about Kareem Hunt. What do you like about this guy?
Like you just said, there's a lot to like about him. First of all, affordability.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
You know, he's cheap. You know, I just like, you know, he's an easy fit for Miami in every sense of the way. He's the type of back that Miami goes after.
He is.
You know, and Chris Greer has constantly gone after backs like this. I like Kareem Hunt. I mean, there are some personal things that I didn't like that he did, but if he's on the team, he's on the team. You know what I mean?
I got you.
You know, that's where I look at, you know, does the team look at his past aggressions or what do they do when they hire him? You know, of course they're going to vent through that and talk to him about it and see what type of counseling he's had since then and everything else. So,
yes, sir.
You know, they're not just going to let him walk through the door. So that's the one thing that's in the back of my mind with Kareem Hunt, but he's been solid ever since. He hasn't had problems or nothing like that. So I would give him a chance, definitely, because I think he could improve the backfield, and he's changed as a person.
Absolutely. And the natural connection here, which Evan has stated, he's been hanging out with Cheetah. He played with Tyreek Hill in Kansas City. They're very close together. He's in Miami chilling with Tyreek. So if Tyreek has McDaniel's ear, he may say, hey, let's go talk to Kareem, man. Let's bring Kareem in here. He's one of my guys. And, you know, you want to keep your star player happy, even though I think it's better that you just focus on building your team. But that is a natural connection. And, yes, Brett will be drooling. He is drooling at Kareem Hunt. He's been pounding the table for Kareem Hunt for a long time. And Rashad Penny.
That's why I'm saying, what is there not to, you know, there's a lot to like.
There is, absolutely. Penny, another one from Seattle, another, you know, affordable contract, affordable player, young player, would be great for a committee type back. I like him. Again, he wasn't the lead back, so his numbers are a little big, but look at that 6 yards per carry. That is big.
Yeah, Dave's right. He's injury prone, though.
Let's see here. Penny is injury prone. Well, hey, look, injury prone. What does that spell? Chris Greer player. So, you know, I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Fins up, Hammer Time.
It's real, not really not. What's up, Hammer Time? You know, and first off, guys, thank you all for tuning in and watching Fids Talk today on the Fids Talk Sports Network. Smash that like and subscribe button. Fish Tank Hank and myself talking running backs.
You know, if we were doing the wish thing, you know, because we're talking about free agents, okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, if we were doing the wish thing, I would hope they go after an undrafted free agent this year. And you know me, I usually want them to go after a running back every year. I don't this year. I don't. They don't have enough capital to play that game. They really don't. Now, if they pick up a free agent, that's fine. Or go after an undrafted free agent. Or grab somebody in the 6th round. What is it? We have a 6th round or a 7th round pay. One of those two. Anyway, or both.
Well, we got a 2nd rounder. We got 2/3. We got I think a 5th and a 7th, I believe.
That's what I'm saying. Pick up somebody in the 7th then. Because there's too many other needs. There's way too many depth problems. There's running backs that we might bring back also, Bobby. You know?
Yes. And again, Raheem Mostert,
Yep.
Jeff Wilson, last year let's talk numbers here. Raheem last year, who played a full season with the Dolphins, had 891 yards, 3 touchdowns, and averaged about 5 yards per carry. When healthy, when on the field, when he had the ball, he made the most of it. I mean, when he was a streaky, when he was on a run, I mean, this dude could make big plays. I would like to see a full season, a full healthy season with him. And I think that if the Dolphins don't go a free agent route at running back, he's most likely going to come back. And he's already talking about Tua's our guy, blah, blah, blah. He's already talking as if he's sticking around. So, maybe he has something behind closed doors with McDaniel or Greer. But so far, he might be coming back next year, and that might be an after the draft free agent signing.
Yeah.
Jeff Wilson was traded midseason. He had a couple very good games for the Dolphins. Fans thought that, hey, this was a home run trade, blah, blah, blah. And then kind of cooled down. Last year, he closed out with 860 yards, 5 touchdowns, 5 yards per carry. So if you bring both these guys back, that's not a loss, in my opinion. Okay. They fit the offense. They fit McDaniel. The problem is not the running backs with those two guys. The problem was McDaniel not running the damn football. That's it. He kept going for the pass, and it became a prisoner of the pass. And he was a running games coordinator in San Francisco. That was his forte. You talk quarterback guru. He's a running back guru, what he did with Debo. But for some reason, he didn't do that in Miami this first season. So
he had the candy, bro.
He had the candy, and he started.
He had the candy. When you got that kind of candy dripping, the honey was dripping off of Tyreek Hill. Come on, you getting all those yards? He was like, yeah, he got infused with it. He thought he was
8-3 on the year. That's right, 8-3 on the year. All that whatnot, but then what happened? 0-5, right? And then we're falling into the playoffs. That's where you say, hey, we need to kind of balance this out. We need a balanced offense, passing and running.
And he never changed it up. And
he never
that's the problem.
And that's
it was like he was doing something he shouldn't be doing. You know what I mean?
I hear you. But let's hope that it changes this year. Look, I prefer running back via the draft and then going after a free agent running back afterwards. This running back class is very deep. Okay.
Yes.
And if you wait, I know a lot of people say, the second round. Look, if you get one of those third round picks, I would prefer Miami to go into the draft with less needs than they have right now. Figure it out with the money that you could make. Okay. And whether it's 44 million, if you could figure it out right now, you're at negative 13 million right now in the cap. If you restructure some deals, you could get up to 44. All right. And so try to work out those little bit of holes with that 20 whatever million you got left, because about 15 to 20 million of that half cap is to be used on the draft.
I saw somewhere at one point in time where somebody said Miami could have up to 80-something million.
I saw that too, and I talked about it a little bit, but every time I run the numbers, I'm
not a GM or nothing, and I don't really know the numbers that much. But if Miami has that much space,
they'll
be all right.
Yeah, like what are they doing there? Unless they don't, because you can't get rid of Xavier Howard. His contract is big, but you can't. If you trade him or cut him, it's not going to do you any favors. Restructuring will not do a damn thing. Yeah. So when I did it, and that was restructuring, if I'm going to play around with it right now, let's look at this for a second.
Evan's right, though.
What he said.
Would Greer turn around and re-sign Byron Jones?
It's true. I'm buying McDaniel time. Oh, gosh. So right now, the Dolphins, according to Spotrac.com, is negative or over the cap $12,780,861 dollars. If you restructure Tyreek, you're about negative $1 million. Okay, Bradley Chubb, now you're at 13 plus. Now you're starting to do some damage. Terran Armstead, this is restructures, about $19 million there. Let's say Byron Jones, at the Byron Jones right here. Restructure, that's $25 million now. If you restructure his contract, which Evan would say is re-sign or you restructure him, you got 25. If you cut him, you're at 22.4. So restructure makes more sense.
Yeah.
Agba, let's say we restructure Agba. That's 34 million now in cap space. Okay, let me make sure. See, if you cut him, ain't gonna do no favors. Now, this is not trade. I don't have it. I don't see the trade option. You have to trade for another player, and I'm not going to waste time doing that. I'm just going to go ahead and do these restructures really quick. Jerome Baker. If you restructure Baker, you get 37 million. If you cut Baker, you got 38.3. Okay. So, but we really need linebacker help, and I know a lot of people don't like Baker, but are we really good? If we need to help at linebacker, why would we cut a linebacker? So let's restructure him at 37.9. Howard does you no help at all, so there's no point in doing this. We go here. Cedric Wilson. Restructure him, you get 40 million. Cut him, you get 38. So restructure, you get 40 there. And let's cut Eric Fisher out of here. Get Eric Fisher out. That's 43. And am I missing someone?
Yeah, linebackers sucked in coverage this year.
You did. Who am I missing here? There we go. And let's say you cut or trade Igbenogany. That gets you 44. So there you go. So running those through, that's what you've got. We might not need a running back. Linebackers are great against run, terrible in coverage. Kenna, question for the panel. Could Tua be the reason our running game is hurting? Tua is a rhythm quarterback. The reason why it was what was hurting our running. Well, okay, now I got it. How much can we save by cutting?
What was hurting the run was he wasn't running the damn ball.
That's funny. But no, you know what? If you're saying because McDaniel is continuing to pass the ball because Tua is a rhythm quarterback, that's why he's not running the ball. Okay, I can see where you're going there.
Yeah.
So really, what's hurting the running game is the play calling. You're not focused. You're not balanced. You don't have a balanced offense. But maybe that's because, like you said, maybe McDaniel sees that Tua is maybe a rhythm quarterback. So why break the rhythm? But when Tua was not in rhythm in that 0-5 streak before getting hurt, they were still passing the damn football. So, I see where you're going with it, Kenneth, but I think there's two sides to that coin. We're at the 28-minute mark, guys. How much can we save by cutting Chris Greer and his golf hats? Love it. All right, Fish Tank. We're going to do something we haven't done in a little while since we're at the 28-minute mark. You and I usually do this during the off season. And I said, man, let's play this. Let's go back to Dolphins trivia. We used to do this
man.
And I know how much you love it. So everybody, if you don't know, I got about 5 questions. And
usually I suck at all of them, but we'll give it a shot.
So I don't want you to cheat. I don't want you to look at
cheating.
I'm talking about people in the comments. If people write in the comments,
on camera. How the hell can I cheat?
Yeah. So let's play this out here, guys. Again, you're watching Fins Talk today on the Fins Talk Sports Network. Smash that like and subscribe button. That's Fish Tank Hank and myself. So let's go with question number 1. And I should have done a little graphics for this. This would have been cool. But Dolphins quarterback David Woolley, do you remember him?
Yeah.
David Woolley was replaced in the 3rd game of the 1983 season by which rookie quarterback?
Dan Marino.
There you go. Ding, ding, ding.
Hey, I got one right.
There you go. 1 of 5. Here we go. Hey, we're on a roll. Who is?
It's buttered. I'm going to start slipping and falling.
Who is the only 1,000-yard rusher Dan Marino has ever had in his career?
Oh.
I wish I had the Jeopardy music.
Isn't it number 40? I was thinking it was number 40 something. I don't know.
Anybody remember? I'll give you guys a couple seconds. Anybody remember who was the only 1,000-yard? I know somebody's Googling right now. Who was the only 1,000-yard rusher Dan Marino ever had on his football team?
Kareem.
Actually, Mercury Morris. He did not play with Dan Marino. It was Lamar Smith. Lamar Smith is the answer.
Yeah, he was like a 1-year guy, wasn't he?
He was there, yeah, about a couple of years. Lamar Smith.
He wasn't around long.
No, he wasn't. What year did Bob Greasy retire? Was it after the 1969 season, after the 1987 season, after 1990, or after 1980?
After 1980.
Very good. Now two and three. Okay. All right. What university?
Some of this I actually lived through. So
I know. That's why I have to help you out a little bit. You lived through all of it, Fish Tank. You're still there.
Well, I meant I was old enough to maybe remember it.
What university did Jason Taylor attend? University of Miami, USC, Michigan, or Akron?
Read the question again.
What university did Jason Taylor attend? Miami, USC, Michigan, or Akron?
Akron.
Akron is right. There you go. All right, four or five. So here we go. What position was Dan Marino hired by the Dolphins for in 2004? General manager, team president, assistant coach, or was it a return for quarterback?
I thought he was like a special advisor or something.
He's a special advisor right now, but he
Okay.
was hired in 2004 as one of these positions, and he retired like a day later or something.
Say him again.
General manager, assistant
No.
coach, quarterback, or team president?
Team president.
Team president is right. Team president, VP Ender says not wrong. Wasn't general manager. It was the team president, which he was hired for, and he retired like a day later. So there is your, and I'm gonna look that up, guys. When I looked it up, it was Lamar Smith. I'm gonna look up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Kareem Jabbar or whatever his name was. But anyway,
Chris is funny. These are easy, and then the next one he got wrong.
Not easy enough.
Hey, just saying. It looks easy when it's on me.
That's right. That's right. Oh, that was it. I really appreciate that. This is always a lot of fun. I always.
Bobby, you cut out. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Good. All right, guys. We're at the 33-minute mark. I want you all to have an amazing Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. Fish Tank, Hank, any final words before we close it out, sir?
Yeah, don't forget that tomorrow's the Super Bowl. We didn't make it there, but
Okay, what's your prediction? I'm sorry, that should have been my
I'm
next.
not going to give my prediction. That's what I was going to say. I'm not giving my prediction till tomorrow morning at 8.
Oh, there you go. Oh, well, I'll make mine now then. That's right. You got your prediction on your Finn's Table Talk show on your YouTube. Guys, go check out the link on his Twitter at Finn's to Win and go get your morning coffee. Sit down with him and his lovely wife as they talk Dolphins and they talk Super Bowl.
We will be talking about the Super Bowl a little bit.
A little bit. Well, I'm going to make my prediction. A lot of people are picking the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, I don't think anybody on our network picked the Eagles so far. At least I could be wrong, but I know Dave and Brett and I see a lot of people picking Chiefs. I'm going Philadelphia. I keep picking against Philadelphia. I'm not going to be dumb 3 times in a row. I'm picking the Eagles. It's going to be 34-31. Eagles win it all.
Hey, Bobby.
Sir.
I'm not going to tell you the numbers, but I agree with you.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Well, there you go.
I like the Eagles, all right? I like the Eagles. And I'll explain why tomorrow.
There you go. I like it. Eagles for Hammer Time as well. Evan, I predict a Kelsey win. No crap. Oh, man. All right, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you. We appreciate you. Smash that like and subscribe button. Don't forget, Zach Thomas is going to the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Very cool. We love it. We will see you all next Saturday for another episode of Finn's Talk Today. Like, subscribe. Most importantly, Fins up.
Fins up.